This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and the like button to follow along on our now United States adventures.
Yeah, we are in Oahu, Hawaii. I'm so excited to be here. In the last video, you will know we explored a little bit of Honolulu, Waikiki area. Today, we rented a car and we're gonna explore more of the island. So if you are new around here, you don't really know the mission of our channel, which is to slow travel a little bit more and find places that we could live. We are Canadians, we don't really have a home base. And we've just been slow traveling, spending a month or two in different places around the world. And then between those long stays, we've been doing short stays. So we're only here in Oahu for a few days, but we are asking ourselves, is this a place that we could potentially live in the future?
So we've been hanging around Asia for the last 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months, and we got used to only having 30 days in a country, and then we have to leave and go somewhere else. But sometimes as Canadians, we forget we can be in the United States for 6 months, so we seriously have to consider this country, especially Hawaii, when we're looking for places where we want to set up shop for long periods of time. Also, is this place that we're standing in not ridiculously beautiful?
This place is called Kuliʻouʻou Beach Park. I'm sure I'm butchering this, but I'm sure today we are totally going to destroy the Hawaiian words. But it's a cool name, right?
They're fun to say.
Kuliʻouʻou?
Kuliʻouʻou. It's beautiful here though. In the background you'll see there's people hanging around. The tide seems to be out. There's little puppers hanging around.
Yeah, there's some people out there windsurfing, I think, way out there. It's hard to see.
In case you didn't notice, it's very windy today, so our nice hair is going to be blowing around just in case you see that. But one of the most appealing things about Hawaii to us is the nature. The landscapes are absolutely out of this world. It is so green and lush here. There are lookoffs everywhere, not to mention beautiful coastal drives. Heck, there's even volcanoes. So all of those things is so appealing when you are a nature lover like us. We also love a city, don't get me wrong, but this seems to have a perfect mix.
It's always really fun to be able to walk on the ocean floor. I know for some people, if you live in an ocean area, sometimes in some places the tide goes way out, or sometimes it only goes a few meters. So you might be being like, what do you mean when the tide goes way out? But here, it goes quite far. I don't know if we're at super low tide right now,
yeah,
if we're in the middle, but
this is really far. If you look where we just came from, but it's not as far as where we're from, huh?
Yeah, so we're in Nova Scotia in Canada on the east coast. There's an area, body of water called the Bay of Fundy, which has the highest tides in the world, also the lowest. The tide goes so far out that you pretty much can't see the water, and you can walk for it looks like kilometers.
We always joke
really
it's because it's called the highest tides of the world, but that's not the impressive part.
Yeah,
it's the low part.
Tides. It's really impressive.
So this is the car we have rented today, and it's not just any car. Well, it's not a car at all. It is a full-size Bronco, and the top goes down. Do you know how excited we are? This is one of those bucket list moments. We're gonna drive around Hawaii in this thing to some crazy landscapes. But we were trying to figure out, what do we call this thing? It needs a name. It's a Bronco. The easy thing's to go to Bucking Bronco and then just shorten it to Bucky. So we're gonna call it Bucky. We're gonna go out in it now. Well, we didn't make it very far, did we? This is our first stop.
No, I think we went maybe 5 minutes down the road. We heard about this place, Leonard's. Apparently there's a main location in the city, but there's a truck right here. I think they have...
It's so windy still.
I know, I'm gonna have crazy hair all day.
But she's trying to say there's a truck right here that's straight up out of the 50s or something.
How cute is it? And they sell, donuts.
So these little guys are hot, they're piping hot. So I didn't expect that part, but our plan is to take you guys to a look-off of some sort, because there's a lot of viewpoints around here, and then we'll chow on these. But yeah, the scenery here is pretty spectacular.
Before we get any further in the video, we want to say a huge thank you to Squarespace, who is back again as a sponsor this week.
You guys know we are huge fans of Squarespace, and we actually believe it is the best website platform out there. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that helps you stand out and succeed online.
You can easily build your own website using their super customizable templates. They have something for everyone. You can also design and sell your very own custom merchandise. You just have to design your product products, and then production, inventory, and shipping are handled for you.
And you can sell your own products on Squarespace by creating your online store. Whether you sell physical, digital, or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. Are you ready to start your own Squarespace website? Head to squarespace.com to start your free trial, and when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/delightfultravelers for 10% off your first domain or website.
And of course, a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and supporting creators like us.
Okay, I think it's safe to say we're really gonna enjoy this ride around the island today, but it's time to try these magical little things.
Yeah, so these are called, what did I say, Malasadas?
I think they're Malasadas. I mean, they're donuts, really.
So they're basically a Portuguese donut. I didn't know there was a Portuguese donut. I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't remember even trying them in Portugal, but apparently they are donuts without holes in them. You went for the cinnamon sugar?
Cinnamon sugar on my end.
And I went for custard.
Ooh, let's just go for it. I'll go first, and then you can go. Let's see. How glorious is this gonna be? Oh, it's just perfection.
Good?
We knew we needed some energy today. This is just loaded up with sugar, cinnamon sugar. At that, it's nice and hot and doughy on the inside. Very good. So, might be some brown sugar on here too, but look how thick and kind of like fluffy this thing is. Wow. Have to try yours.
They're heavy too.
Very heavy.
All right.
You have to be careful. You have cream.
It's gonna be messy.
Sounds like a winner.
Oh my goodness.
This is not like one of the most gluttonous things.
Oh,
we don't
this
get
is-
donuts much.
This is worth the calories. Wow, this is incredible. It's a little bit warm. I have a feeling the outside of mine is probably similar to yours, although I don't know if I have cinnamon. But the custard on the inside, ooh, that is creamy and delicious.
It's a good one. Well, how about we go see the lookoff?
So this is called Lanai Lookout, and oh my goodness, it's incredible. Can you see the waves breaking against the cliffs behind me? The color of the water is just incredible. This is gorgeous. Ooh, it's also very, very windy.
We'll do what we can with the drone today and insert the footage where we think we can fly it. But Anna's back here. What are you doing? Taking photos?
Photos, videos for Instagram. If you guys don't follow us on there, you should be, because we're always a little bit behind on YouTube. We go to places and we film a whole bunch and then it takes a while to get out. But if you're following us on Instagram, you can watch us in real time, go to the stories, try to post like some reels and photos and stuff too.
Yeah, so basically if you're watching this video right now, it's likely we're somewhere else. And if you do pop over to Instagram, you'll know where we are. But man, not even behind me that's epic. There's like an epic mountain this way as well. Already we're just kind of getting pushed right into the nature, and honestly we're like 25 to 30 minutes outside of Honolulu. This is crazy, right?
It's incredible. I know it's gonna be a gushy video. We have a lot of those because we go to some pretty amazing places, but we're at what, like stop number 2 right now, and I can already say this is going to be an epic day, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of those road trips that we remember for the rest of our lives. Well, as you can see, this just keeps getting better and better, and I think I can say it's going to be a very unsuccessful road trip day in the sense that I don't think we're going to get to spend much time in the actual vehicle driving. I think we made it maybe a minute up the road before we saw this.
Yeah, we didn't even show you guys that part of the drive yet, but oh my word, this is unbelievable. So the reason this place is so popular is there's a blowhole here, which we've been trying to get. I filmed way too many clips. I might have got a glimpse of it.
In typical fashion, whenever you go to try to film something, it just stops. And I swear we tried to film for about 5 minutes. The moment we turned our cameras off, it went
Isn't that
crazy.
always the way? It's kind of like if you ever go whale watching and you think the whale is going to come and then it pops up when you don't have your camera on. But we're going to see what's over this side because I think there's like, yeah, there's like a beach or something over here. Well, talk about wanting to live in places. This is the type of thing.
I might go apartment hunting later in the day.
Oh my God, guys, again, we're not even that far outside of the city and we get this. So this is the kind of thing we like. We're big beach people.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I thought before coming to Hawaii that it would be a little bit overrated because everyone always raves about it, but I'm loving it, and this day is just making me fall even more in love with it. If I lived here, I would be at that beach. Did you notice there's hardly anybody on it? I would be at that beach all the time.
I think it must be because there is a lot of beaches on this island anyway,
Yeah.
and it's probably spread out, but it makes for some great adventure days like this. It is so much fun driving around this place. Honestly, I just keep seeing this scenery that I cannot get over. But I do have to talk about for one moment where we're from in Nova Scotia. At the top of the province, there is Cape Breton Island, and on Cape Breton Island there is a trail called the Cabot Trail, and it's very similar to this. And I know you guys are going to be like, what? How on earth is that possible? So it might not have the turquoise colored water, but it has a ring road basically that hovers mountains and coastline the whole way around with some epic views. So this actually reminds us of that a lot. And speaking of what this place reminds us of in general, Hawaii is the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Well, that place means a lot. It's special to our hearts. I know a lot of you are watching and still wondering when we're going back there. It's gonna happen this year, but that place truly feels like our home away from home. And yes, we've heard the Dominican Republic can look like Hawaii, and it really, really does. So if you guys don't know that and you're watching, pro tip, go to the north coast in the Dominican Republic.
Okay, I'm gonna officially declare that if you have like a bucket list, especially of epic road trips, this 100% has got to be on it. Every turn we go around, we're just like gushing and going, oh my goodness, and like talking out loud, and it's just, oh my goodness. I can't stop saying the same things over and over again because I'm really loving this. It's an amazing day.
Next up, we're hungry and we came over to a place called the Hibachi, and we hear this place is all the rage, and now we're at a beach location very close by. We got a poke bowl here, but we're gonna get into that in just a second. Can you see the background behind me here? Show them this way. It's absolutely wild. We are like right on this beautiful, absolutely beautiful beach, and now we're gonna try this absolutely beautiful poke bowl. Now, if you guys don't know what a poke bowl is, or you haven't had one before, I do highly recommend it. Think of it like deconstructed sushi. The fun thing is, poke bowls originated from Hawaii. So when we're here in Hawaii, we have to try a poke bowl. This one, we got tuna, ahi, with some like wasabi mayo, and there's gonna be some rice in here as well. There's like some seasoning, which I think is like nori flakes. They almost look like sesame seeds. So, oh, I'm excited. Let's try this out. This is so good, you guys. The wasabi gives it a bit of that kick. You know how wasabi, like when it hits you, if you eat too much of it, it's like, whoa. So it's not spicy, it's just like kind of for a moment. You have that rice, which tastes a lot like the kind of rice that's on sushi as well. And then the mayo just makes it kind of creamy. It gives it that really gooey consistency. And honestly, I mean, this is probably going to be the best poke bowl I ever have when you're sitting at a picnic table in like a beach park like this, eating this kind of food. It's so good.
I've been recently trying to do fish a little bit more. Not a big fish fan, especially when there's an overly fishy flavor to it. So raw fish, believe it or not, is usually way less fishy than cooked fish. So I'm gonna give this one a go. I don't know if Trevor mentioned that it is actually raw tuna, but of course if you're thinking of sushi, that's typically raw as well. But, ooh, I think I dropped my rice there.
I'm excited for you to try this one.
Me too, I wanna get an onion. Come on, baby.
You're just gonna have to go for it.
Okay, the flavors in general are really good. There's like a sesame flavor, I think Trevor kind of mentioned, and the wasabi, also really delicious. The fish itself, I don't know, sometimes I can do raw fish really easily. It's a little too like chewy or something for me. I found it kind of like got stuck in my teeth almost. So it's more of a texture thing. A little bit fishy too. Maybe tuna's just not my thing. I'm probably better off with salmon, I think. So this is not for me, but I can totally see how people love it.
Yeah, I mean, you're just slowly starting to try fish, so it's important that they know that you just don't like fish in general.
Yeah, it's just that even an ever so slightly taste of fish can really throw me off. So my dish, maybe not quite so Hawaiian, but I still think it's great in a tropical place. I went for some barbecued chicken skewers. I think they're lemongrass, and you get a couple of sides with them as well, and there were loads to choose from, so I went for mac salad, and this is kimchi and cucumber. That's gonna be good. But let's try the chicken first. It also comes with some rice, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh yeah, baby, those are good. You would think a chicken skewer would be relatively boring, but those must have been marinating for ages because the flavor is incredible. You do get that lemongrass kind of flavor. There's some soy sauce going on. I think there's also like some chili flakes on there as well. So there's a tiny little bit of spice, but they're just super tender. They literally cooked them when I ordered them. They went out back to the barbecue and cooked them, so very, very fresh.
Well, this is gonna do the trick after that lunch.
I will take this. There are a lot of nice beaches on this island, and yeah, this one probably up there.
It's all like powder white sand.
Beautiful sand, gorgeous water, like just like shimmery green turquoise water. It's gorgeous.
We got a great little spot here right on the beach, and yeah, we keep admiring the view and keep talking about more pros. Like, could we live here? I mean, I think I could. I think anybody could when you have scenery like this, huh?
Yeah, there's some serious pros of living here. One, I think, is the weather. Of course, we're only here one time of year, so we're not experiencing a full year of weather by any means.
Yeah.
But I did look it up. So right now it's about, well, we're in April, if anyone's wondering, and it's about 25, 26 each day. It seems to rain like here and there, but nothing serious. Just like
very tropical.
Very
style.
tropical. It'll rain for 5 minutes.
It doesn't feel humid either.
No, it's really
it's like a perfect temperature so far. It's not like hot like the Caribbean. There's a breeze all the time.
Yeah, and when I looked up the weather for each month, like I saw a chart, and it seemed like it doesn't change that much. And maybe someone that lives here can leave a comment and let us know. But it seemed like it was always around this temperature, like somewhere between 25 and 30. A few months might get a little bit cooler than that, but not really. It never seemed to get super duper hot either.
The other thing to mention, I mean, obviously there's more islands than there's just this one, and we're just on Oahu.
Yeah, I think there's 8.
Like 8 islands to explore, and I feel like honestly this island has, you could explore for a year and probably not see everything. So how appealing is that?
Yeah, it's so funny. I had this connotation in my head that, you know, everybody's like, oh, I love Hawaii. So I just assumed because people love it so much that it's overrated and wouldn't live up to the hype. And I kind of thought it might be like Disney feeling, like a little bit like cheesy
our experience that we had in Turks and Caicos. That is, it's not meaning that's not an American island, but it's all Americans that go there. It felt a little bit like Florida, Disney. The culture wasn't there. You feel the culture here.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. Like, it's really exciting to be here. And on this drive, guys, the drive has been bananas. Well, we just left the beach to continue our epic road trip, and now we're cutting through mountains in tunnels, and we found this jungle road. We're driving down it to see what's at the end. And here we are. We arrived to the final part of our video. We are at Nuʻuanu Pali, I believe it's called, and it's an epic look off. That is easily one of the best views I've ever seen.
It's absolutely crazy, and I'm sure it's not coming across on camera like it does in person. It never does. It's always slightly disappointing when you go rewatch your footage back and are just like, it just doesn't quite capture the amazingness of this crazy view. Also, can we mention that it's like ridiculously windy up here?
I think your hair has captured how windy it is.
Hopefully you can actually hear us talking.
There's such a different range of views. You can see some cities or towns in the background, some kind of greenlands as well, and then of course you can see the ocean off in the distance. And not even that, right there behind me, we're at like the peak of this giant mountain. Like, we're pretty much in the clouds. I think you can see that.
There's a sign here about a battle that took place here between, I guess, tribes, perhaps? Is that what we would call them back? I guess different islands had different tribes. Hopefully that's the right word that I'm looking for. And there was an epic battle here in 1795 where they actually pushed 400 people off the side.
It says it was Maui, the island of Maui. They came over, I guess they were fighting, and the king like pushed these people over this cliff that we're on.
400 people, that's crazy.
Wow.
It's basically like an entirely other climate up here in the mountains. We are more or less in the clouds. You can see them like circling around the mountains. You can feel the humidity in the air, and it feels like it could rain at any second. It's also way cooler. I think it might be around 20 degrees. I can feel like my skin is actually kind of chilly.
All right, back in the car here to warm up. We even closed the top because we thought it was gonna rain. It didn't happen yet, but
not yet.
At least it's warmer in here.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can tell this day has been epic, and we love this place.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Way better than I expected. I thought it would be fun and like look really nice, but it's been amazing.
So if we take it back to what we're talking about here today, you know, could we live in Hawaii? I mean, absolutely, if money wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So just by that, it is expensive, and everyone knows that about Hawaii. But we were just out of curiosity trying to look up some apartments and, you know, condos.
Yeah, in Honolulu, we didn't look outside of the city,
true.
but it looked pretty expensive. Like some, I think, studios for $1,500, and then it just went up from there. So definitely not cheap.
And that's for, do you think that's like for a month rental for a long term?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's for a year, like a year lease. But if anyone knows the cost of, one bedroom or something like that in Honolulu, or what other place you could get a good condo for around this island or other islands, that would be super helpful to know, because we consider it, but it just is a little bit, we can get the same kind of thing to a degree in a different country.
It's something if we came here, we'd have to be really careful about eating out. We'd have to eat home a lot and just go to the cheaper places. Like, we'd have to be very conscious of our budget. Whereas when you go to places like Thailand, you don't really have to think about it.
Like, we spent a lot eating out in the last few days, and just like everything costs a little more here. So that's just it. But we knew that coming in, and we expected it. So it does make us go, like, could we live here? Hard to say. I don't think
we'd like to. I could definitely say I'd love
to, but it probably isn't the perfect country for us to go live at for a while, because we can live in another place that has a similar climate and a lower cost, because we work for ourselves and we don't rely on the country that we're in to make the money. But it's still been so fun.
I loved it. I can't even tell you. I wish we had more time here. I wish we could stay for a long time, because if it wasn't so expensive, it's just we're spending so much money. But I would love to come back and do other islands. I'd love to come back to Oahu. I feel like we only saw one small little portion of it now.
Again, we'll put it to you guys. If you have any recommendations for what other islands you love, I'm sure a lot of you watching have been to Hawaii, please do let us know. But this is going to be it on our adventure here. It's a quick stop because we are flying to mainland United States. Should we tell them where?
Yeah, so we have some big plans, but first up, we are going to Las Vegas. Going to be visiting some friends, hopefully taking it easy for a few days.
First time in Las Vegas together, and it's been a very long time ago. We're stoked at that. We'll get up to some shenanigans there. We don't have it all planned. And then we're going to hit the road and go on, I think, a little road trip somewhere around the West Coast area. Still trying to plan that.
Not in this Bronco.
Not in this Bronco. I wish we could take this with us on the airplane.
But I think our vehicle is going to be pretty amazing.
It's going to be a cool vehicle. So if you're new around here, it's Trevor and Anna, Delightful Travelers. Hit subscribe, comment, leave us a like. If you're not new, you guys are the best, because you come back every single week. We have about a half hour more to drive. Big thanks to our patrons and channel members as well, but I guess we'll start this thing up and head back to Honolulu.
Yeah, all right, guys, that's it.
From Hawaii, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.